You do this a great deal in your... How many people do you outsource to, and kind of where are they?
I probably have about 7 or 8 different people that I use offshore, and I also have 4 or 5 local staff as well. So it's important to understand the fact that we live in a global economy now, and we're not restricted by labour that's in our own city or in our own country. There are many talented people that live in other parts of the world where the cost of living is 1/10 of what it is here in Australia. As an example, you can hire someone in the Philippines full-time for about $400 a month. That equates to about $3 per hour. And so when we talk about and this is just for some of your basic, repeatable, everyday tasks, anything that you do that you can systemize, you can send offshore to somebody else. And not only does this dramatically decrease your kind of costs of staff, but what it does, it increases the longevity and loyalty of your local staff. So I say to my staff, anything you don't love, anything you don't enjoy, then you create a system that takes your knowledge and packages it, and we can pass that on to someone else, so you can be left with the stuff that you love and not the things that you don't love and enjoy. Now, whenever we talk about kind of looking at staff offshore, there's always people that go, oh, we should be supporting local jobs and we should be supporting the local economy. Well, last time I checked, if you're in business, your job is to be profitable, your job is to make money, and if you're not profitable, you're not helping any economy. When you are profitable, whether that be by using global staff, then all of a sudden you need a bigger office, and you need to have a bigger, a nicer car maybe. You need to hire local people. So it's really small-minded to think if I give someone a job overseas, I'm robbing a job locally. Maybe in the first 1 to 3 months, but always in my experience, when productivity increases and expenses decrease, you're going to have to hire more people locally. So in my experience, it's a win-win-win. It's a win for you in the business because you're more profitable. It's a win for them. You're giving them employment that they otherwise wouldn't have had at normally a much better price than what they would be getting working locally, and they can work from home and they can be with their families and not have to travel 2 or 3 hours a day on the train to get to work in these big cities. And also it is actually, if you take a more long-term view, it's a win for the Australian economy because it does promote jobs as you grow and you've got more cash, and you have to then reinvest that cash back into your business and in spending.
And Rob, I can't help myself, but obviously great concept. Send the work out, whether that's domestic or somewhere else, and do that at night before you go to bed, and ask them in the morning to email that back to you and CC your printer, and you'll be able to pick up the copy on your way to work.
It's good.
Beautiful, Richard.
Anyone got any comments? Okay,
of
course. I saw some heads nodding. Any comments on outsourcing from our panel on this one?
Just don't outsource your core competency. I mean, if that's what makes you who you are, be very careful. Sometimes people outsource, say, their logistics or their transportation, and they end up finding, you know what, that was our core competency. Our distribution was the thing that made us great, and now we actually don't own that. So just be very careful that you get very clear on what you stand for, and do that, and do it really well with the passion, with heart, and with meaning, and with engagement with your team members, and think about all the other stuff that you can outsource. Don't outsource your core differentiator, your core competency.